Alright, hello Riven mains and Yasuo mains alike. I'm the Nightwing coming at you guys with another League of Legends video. Now, I actually already did my power rankings for NA versus EU at Rift Rivals. If you want to actually see that video and you didn't get a chance to see it yet, then I'll leave a link to it at the end of the video, that whole video template where you can check out the videos, and I'll leave it actually linked to you. And I'll be actually going over in another video my thoughts on the EU scene, and that's also going to be in there as well. But now we're looking at Rift Rivals, and I'm pretty sure that EU come in as massive favorites to this event. And you want to actually see EU showcase some pretty clean League of Legends. Now, that's not to say that they're not going to show it, because they've actually said that I don't really know how they're going to take this tournament any seriously, but we don't actually know that per se. We're just going to have to go off it, day to day predictions, all things considered. So let's start with the very first match against my two favorite teams in Cloud9 versus G2. This match might not be as one-sided as a lot of people are probably going to make it out to be. I do feel like Cloud9 have some very, very positive strengths for them. Licorice, I do feel like, can hold off Wonder. I do believe that Svenskeren can hold off Jankos. They've definitely played against each other before. Svenskeren used to be in the EU LCS as well. He definitely fought Jankos before, and I feel like he'll be able to hold him off effectively. Now, if you look at mid lane, it's going to be a complete wash. Caps is going to just run over Niski most likely. Niski is probably going to have to end up playing something more on the safer side of the champions, more or less so playing something that is going to offer a lot of utility. We saw that Bjergsen completely trounced him, and Jensen has completely, been able to run him over at a lot of these matches as well. And he's going to be facing off against the best mid laner in the West, and possibly one of the best players in the world in Caps. And I think that, he's going to be completely outmatched here. Sorry, Niski, I love you, but Caps is coming in as a massive favorite on this one. Then you look at the bot lane. I feel Sneaky and Zeyzal, I think, will do fine against Mickey. Mickey is better than Zeyzal, but I don't feel like the difference between Perks and Sneaky is going to be that significant when you actually look at how strong the bot lanes are. Yeah, Perks can play a lot of different stuff in the bot lane, which can be a plus. I don't feel like he's going to play an actual ADC a lot of the times for the tournament, and I do feel like that most of it is going to be just based off of, playing a lot of new stuff, because he's going to really just, think about what else can I play with at this event so I can get more practice with it. So I do feel like C9's bot lane will be able to hold off G2, but I do feel like the rest of the other strengths on the map are going to completely run over the team. We saw this with Team Liquid, how C9 couldn't handle Team Liquid superstars. I don't know how they're going to handle G2 superstars right now. From what I'm going to say is I think that Cloud9 can surprise G2. I feel like they can beat them. I wouldn't be surprised if they did beat them. I want to preferentially say that, because I feel like a lot of people are going to underestimate them. I feel like that G2 will I'm predicting G2 are going to win, but I do feel like that Cloud9 could also win against them. So I'm going to say G2 on this one. TL versus Fnatic. We get the, rematch of last year's Rift Rivals, where, Fnatic knocked out TL at MSI. Then they went 1-1 during Rift Rivals, and then this is the first time they've actually faced each other since last year. So I think that Fnatic, when you look at Fnatic as a whole, they just feel like they're a lot more cohesive as a lineup. I don't know how strong TL will be. They haven't looked too convincing so far this year. So far this summer in North America, I feel like Fnatic are just a little bit better, but I do feel like they're a little bit better in terms of macro, not in terms of players, because I do feel like the players on TL can hold off the players on Fnatic, and I do feel like I do feel like Jensen could be a big X factor, as if he can completely nullify Nemesis, then a lot of the pressure that Nemesis was able to inflict later on in the matches in Europe, I do feel like that Jensen can be a huge playmaker for them. Impact, I feel like, is a solid rock in the top lane, and I'm actually going to give this match to TL. I do feel like TL can actually beat Fnatic. I wouldn't be surprised if Fnatic beat TL. I just want to make sure I say that, but a lot of people are going to be like, do you think Bwipo is going to be that much worse than Impact? They play very similar. Bwipo is just a little bit more aggressive than Impact, but I don't feel like that makes a strong enough difference. Yeah, Broxa is better than Xmithy, but that's going to be something that's going to, have to be developed on what type of junglers will be good at the tournament. You also have the bot lanes. They're pretty even. Reckless and Doublelift are pretty much even as players. Core JJ and Hillsang pretty much even as players. You know, you have world-class players going at it, so it's going to be a pretty interesting match. I think this is going to be the most interesting match to watch all day, not counting the last one. And then now we have, I'm going to say TL will beat Fnatic. Then I'm going to have Origin go up against TSM. I do feel like I said in my power rankings that Origin is unconventionally the worst team at the event. And I know that's going to be kind of harsh to some of these Origin fans, but sorry, I just don't feel like they're going to be that good. They're going to get a few wins, I'd imagine. And I think TSM can come through and be very strong for them. Nuke Duck, Cold, and Patrick are the strong points. You get Sven. He's going up against Mithy and Origin. That's going to be really, really exciting. Origin used to be the exact same team they played for back in the day. So that's going to be really exciting to see. Alphari going up against Broken Blade. I feel like Broken Blade is going to have a very easy time against Alphari. No offense to Alphari, but I do feel like Broken Blade is a cut above what he is actually right now. Cold, he's going to be way better than the TSM junglers. That's just, you know, what's going to happen. And I do feel like if Nukeduck and Cold aren't significantly stronger than Bjergsen and whatever type of laner the TSM also want to play around, then I do feel like that Origin can take the match. But I'm not too convinced because Sven knows how Mithy plays. Smoothie is better than Mithy, but Patrick can hold off Sven. So it's a really, really close match. These teams have both similar play styles in a lot of different areas, but I do feel like TSM is going to come out on top right here. And then you have the perennial, you know, most well-known Western teams right now. Yeah, G2 is kind of getting there. You know, TL is kind of getting there as a Western team, but this is the old classic EU versus NA matchup in Cloud9 versus TSM, a rematch of the 2018 World Championship semifinals. Cloud9 is going to want to get their revenge up against Fnatic. Fnatic denied Cloud9 World Finals last year, and you know they want to come in and beat Fnatic. I don't think that's going to really happen per se. You know, like, just looking at both teams right now, it feels like Cloud9 are just a little bit behind Fnatic. I do feel like Cloud9, you know, have strong players and have strong suits, but I feel like most of it gets counteracted with Fnatic. Like, they're literally almost the exact same team, minus a few of the actual laners being just a little bit weaker on the opposition. Like, Reckless is better than Sneaky, Hillsang is better. Hillsang and Zeyzal can be pretty much even. You have Niski, you know, being weaker than Nemesis. You have, you know, Broxa being even with Svenskeren, and you have, you know, Licorice and Bwipo can more or less so match each other. I do feel like it's going to be a really, really close match, and I feel like that Fnatic maybe can take the match, because I do feel like this is a really close one. I do feel like Cloud9 can actually overtake them. I'm predicting Fnatic 0-2. That's not being a fanboy. You know, I said time and time again, Fnatic are really, really good, but I think Cloud9 has the ability to actually surprise them, which they'll be undoubtedly not ready for. All right, so I'm probably gonna get flamed if Fnatic don't go 0-2. So, all right, the next day we have G2 playing against TL, the rematch of the MSI Finals. There's a lot of hype in this one, and I think it's gonna not deliver as well as, you know, MSI Finals delivered. I feel like this is gonna be a complete stomp. Yeah, I'm not really sold on this one, guys. Remember how that first best of one happened for TL versus G2? TL won the second one, G2 won the first one. Yeah, that first one was pretty convincing. G2 are just going to completely roll over TL. Sorry, TL. Anything TL can do, G2 can do just that much better. That's pretty much it. I hate how people say that Perks is better than Doublelift. You know, one international tournament doesn't show how much better Perks is than Doublelift, because literally Doublelift has been playing ADC for years. Perks has only been playing it for X amount of time, so that's not really the key here. The key here is that nothing TL has shown me from the last international event that they can actually hold back G2. Nothing they've done has shown me that. So, and definitely what they've shown recently hasn't shown me that. So, yeah, nope. I'm not predicting that. G2 are going to be Fnatic. Then you have Origin going up against Cloud9. I feel like that this is a pretty even matchup across the board. Origin looked to be pretty similar to Cloud9 in a lot of aspects, except the fact that Origin like to play through mid and bot mostly. Cloud9 like to play through mid and top a lot more. So it's pretty much just a toss-up. You can choose whoever you want in this match. I could see both of them taking it. But obviously, what am I wearing right here? My boys Cloud9 are going to take it. All right, G2 versus against TSM. I pray for TSM soul I really do. I don't think they're going to do anything to G2. I think that the style that G2 is specifically going to play against TSM is going to be so drastic to what they've seen in North America. Yeah, they've looked at it in VODs and looked at it through MSI, but it's way different when you actually start playing against it. And yep, G2 is going to crush TSM and put them into the ground where they belong, in the dirt. TL versus Origin, more or less so just kind of a clash of super teams at this point. For Origin's sake, I think they can get a game off TL in this one. I'm actually going to give it to Origin because I do feel like though TL is good, they have shown that they can be caught out at certain points. They have shown that they can be a little bit slow to place. Origin is very, very smart on the map. I'm going to give Origin this one, actually. I do feel like they can get a win, and I do feel like this is a day where they can obviously get a win up against one of the North American squads. I'm not saying they're the worst. I'm not saying that. What I'm saying is that what they've shown is still way weaker than the couple of the stronger North American squads. Now, Origin, I feel like are going to beat TL, and this one wouldn't be surprising because I feel like this is a match where a lot of people are going to go like, yeah, TL can win this. TL's got this, and then Origin completely surprises you with how smart they can actually play around the map. And then you have the last match of day 2, TSM versus Fnatic, possibly the two Western teams with the biggest fan bases. Oh my god, these teams' fan bases are through the roof. They're much, like, I love me some Cloud9 and G2. I gotta admit, the Fnatic and TSM have the way bigger fan bases, but that doesn't matter in terms of actual matches. And I do feel like Fnatic are gonna overtake TSM. Several reasons why. I don't feel like TSM is gonna be able to match what Fnatic can bring to them. Fnatic know how to play around the map effectively and quickly enough to the point where it's gonna nullify anything TSM can do. I feel like TSM can do something in terms of diving bot, but they don't really ever do that. You don't really see Griggen and Cadian really going bot. They mostly play through mid and top side at the moment, and I do feel like Fnatic have a stronger bot side than TSM, and I do feel like their new mid laner Nemesis is going to be able to hold on to a certain extent, because Bjergsen, a lot of people like to say that he's really good internationally. He plays very passive internationally. I don't know what tournaments you've been watching. I don't know what kind of crack you've been smoking. I don't know what kind of meth you've been injecting into your body. I don't know what kind of crystallized dementia people's brains have went through. He plays very, very passive at international events. He's nowhere near what he plays like in his own region compared to what he plays at international events. Now, that might change, personally with, how the tournament pans out. I've just never seen it from him. He's played aggressively at 2014 Worlds and a game at 2015 Worlds. That's pretty much it. Other international events, he's been pretty, passive. I hate that word, but he literally is that at international events. I feel like Fnatic can overtake TSM, and these are my Rift Rivals 2019 day 1 through day 2 predictions. Yeah, some of them might be a little bit lopsided, but people call me crazy when I said G2 would beat SKT both times, and well, look what happened. People call me crazy when I thought G2 could overtake SKT in a best of 5. Look how that panned out, so, and obviously I've had a lot more crazy predictions off screen when you guys never knew me in terms of, League of Legends content. I think me and JTH, he was like, why are you predicting Samsung Galaxy to beat KT Rolster in the Gauntlet? That's crazy, after KT and Rox had that incredible best of 5. Because I know a good team when I see a good team, and I know a lot of strengths that they have, and I know people have their favorites and whatever, and none of this matters, really. It's literally just a show match at the end of the day, so, I might have did a little bit of controversial picks, but hey, I think that North America can surprise, and I think a lot of people are going to be really, really surprised by what North America can bring. Remember, North America was getting absolutely tremendously flamed in spring for being slow, weaker. Look who got second in MSI. I haven't seen a lot of people trash on North America. It's the usual trash memes and stuff like that. Usual, NA jokes, blah, 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 blah. But, the amount of hate the region got last split was incredible. Slow, bad, useless, players are dumb, they don't know what to do in their lanes, they don't know how to push an advantage. Hey, I'm not trying to brag, but who got second place in the MSI? So, all those haters got silenced, and I really, really like that. But overall, Europe the same way. A lot of people criticized Europe that G2 wasn't really challenged in their own region, and that it was pretty much just G2 and Origin and Fnatic. Well, G2 proved that it doesn't matter who's in your region, they still win MSI. So, right now, currently, the West is the best, and that's one of the rare times in League that I can actually probably maybe say that. But, you know, don't always overrate things. You know, you got to take things for, you don't always have to take things for what they are. You just don't overrate things because you can't accept the fact that other players can be better than the players that you always thought was really good. And I think that's a notion a lot of people are going through right now when we're seeing the West translate into really good. Slow doesn't mean bad. Slow gameplay doesn't mean bad. It just means, like, TL and RNG last year, people compared TL to RNG last year. Just because TL was a little bit worse than RNG at what they were trying to do doesn't make TL bad. It didn't make TL bad. It just made them worse than RNG. You know, so always look at things objectively and don't look at things like they're so clear cut, so clear cut. Because I think that when we've looked at all of these other past international events, it's clearly shown that the West is improving. A lot of people just haven't really come to terms with that. So I'm going to really be interested to see how all these matches go. Yeah, my two favorite teams are going at it in the very first round. I'm going to have a total blast watching this match. I cannot wait until they clash tomorrow. See you guys later. Like, comment, subscribe. Most of all, enjoy. I'm the Nightwing signing out. See you guys later. Bye. Have a good time. Don't forget, this is not a serious tournament. These predictions mean nothing. If I get them right, whatever. You know, it doesn't really matter. Peace out. Bye.